I'm Su Sheedy, curator of the art exhibition today called Dear Kingston. Dear Kingston was inspired by the event taking place today along our waterfront called the Shoreline Shuffle. 15 artists have installed 15 temporary word installations along our shoreline. These words are scavenged together mostly from natural materials such as sticks and moss and flowers, or we also have shoes and even ducks, which form a word. It's been a very fun project for all the artists, including myself, acquainting with the shoreline and researching the history of the sites. There's an incredible amount of history which I didn't know about, and you know, it's the stories that give us that sense of place and connect us to our heritage and just to the land itself. The title Dear Kingston is intended to act as an open letter or a letter of intent to our city, and we'd like to stimulate discussion or begin the conversation about community spaces.
My name's Christine, and I live in Kingston, and I've been doing urban intervention art for a little while. The site that we're on right now is Douglas Fluhrer Park, and is actually the beginning of the Shoreline Shuffle. The phrase that I chose, all you ever wanted, is talking about our desires and our needs for our spaces that we construct in the city. The phrase is sort of almost embodying those kind of needs and wants for the park.
My name is Mary McDonald, and I'm a practicing ceramic artist, and I've been living in Kingston for 15 years. And I chose the word home because I wanted us to think about how essential the lake is to the city of Kingston, how it's really a defining feature of our city. When you look at the letters that I created, I actually put old archival maps of the city on the letters, but I also used bird feathers and imprinted them on the letters themselves.
My name is Joan Sharp, and I've been living in Kingston for about 15 years. I've been a knitter all of my life. This space, I think, feels very much to me like a blank canvas, in that there's really no art at all in this space, and I think that art is something that can really be a healing force for people.
I'm Doreen Inglis, and I'm a Kingston artist. For the Dear Kingston exhibition, I chose to make a twig arbor. This was a popular feature at the time when the pier it stands in front of was built, the 1840s. The arbor harkens back to nature in a slower time when a favorite Kingstonian pastime would be a stroll along the lake. It stands in front of a locked, fenced-in area owned federally by Public Works.
My name's Rebecca Sudant, and I'm a local artist here in Kingston. I'm also a visual arts teacher. My husband and I put up this teepee. It's bathe. It's both a word for the interior or residence part of living, as well as exterior.
My name is Chantal Rousseau. I'm a Kingston-based artist. I work in a variety of mediums, including painting, drawing, animation, and animated GIFs. The word I chose is launch, and I've spelled it out using duck food. Launch is a great word because we launch boats, birds launch into flight, and we also launch projects. So hoping for a better change in terms of the Kingston waterfront, and it talks about the relationship of birds within an urban setting.
My name is Rob Kaufman, and I represent a group of rock balance artists. You have to focus your awareness onto a very small point to assemble these creations. And then as you step back from it, and why I chose the word for this site, is when you step back from it, you know, you're focusing on this one piece, and then as your awareness opens up to a much brighter horizon.
I'm Su Sheedy, local artist, and I've chosen the word park, double meaning. What I've done is I've borrowed 4 cars here and placed them in the Kingston City parking lot and covered them with clay slip, like a silty clay, so that I can write the word.
My name's Laura Donifer, and for the past 30 years I've been a glass artist and a mixed media artist. The word wade, which is behind me, I've made it interactive, so it goes into the water, but I've got all these extra feet so that the people can take the foot and actually continue it into the water. So they are having to wade into the water.
My name is Sharon Thompson. I'm a passionate painter. I paint abstractly, I paint still life, and I paint landscapes, and I love nature. Listen is a wonderful word for the Shoreline Shuffle because it has 2 meanings. The first meaning is open your heart and listen to the beauty of the sound of this lake. The second part is pay attention. This is a magnificent lake and we need to take care of it.
My name's Jane Darby. I'm a visual artist. The material here, which is a moss and a natural degenerative material. I chose the word because it has 2 senses. One is the caring about the natural environment and the waterfront and our natural ecosystem, but also caring is sort of what went on in these buildings behind us, the Rockwood Asylum.
I'm Dave Gordon. I'm a Kingston artist and I have a studio down at the National Grocer building. My word is restore, and I made it out of charcoal. They used to have great piles of coal on this wharf to heat the psych hospital, and boats would pull in here, and there are photographs showing great mounds of coal on the dock. I think it's restore the whole waterfront, but not necessarily restore this wharf to a coal dock, but restore it to its public use.
My name is Suki Faulkner. Today this is an installation of shoes at this site towards an old flight of steps. My word, step, arose naturally out of that, but step also implies aspiration, forward progress, things that ought to be done.
I'm Doreen Inglis, and I grew up in a small town on the lake. I work in a variety of mediums, mostly painting and 3-dimensional works. When I read that freshwater mussels were once considered to be the spokesperson for the Great Lakes, the barometer for the health of the ecosystem, I thought, what would they say? They'd be angry, so I chose symbols for expletives to express their feelings.
My name's Erica Olson, and all of these pieces are made out of clay. I have chosen the word hold. We need to hold water in order to drink it, in order to transport it. But also with global warming, we have more and more floods, and so water can be a destructive force as well as a nurturing force in our lives. And sometimes when water isn't held in an appropriate manner, we have flooding and massive environmental damage.
I'm Maggie Hogan. I'm an artist in Kingston. I mostly work with materials. I call myself a sculptor, but I work with all kinds of different things. I chose to illustrate the word imagine at the end of the walk because one of the things that I think we're all being asked to do during this event today is think about what we would like for our waterfront.